Hello and welcome back to the Steve Ball Show. First off, I'd like to say a shout out to my boys, the Philadelphia Phillies, who are in the playoffs against the Marlins. Let's go Phillies! Good job of getting this far. Let's beat the Marlins tonight. Hopefully. Um, and next, I want to talk about um, if you haven't seen Oscoa yet, this past yesterday was the season finale, and oh my goodness, was it a great one! Um, Finally, we see Ezra and Sabine and Askoa fighting against Grand Admiral Thrawn. We see um, the three sisters, evil sisters, and um, we see um, we see them fighting against them, and we see how um, Grand Admiral Thrawn's he finally he gets back to the main galaxy, and so does Ezra, and he's trying to set up the Empire again. It's just pretty cool to see Ezra, and Ezra actually builds a lightsaber, which is pretty cool, and uh, Askoa and Sabine they get stranded on the planet in the other galaxy, um, and the evil guy, I forget his name, and the other girl are there too. Hopefully they do another season. It's a pretty cool ending. It ends on a cliffhanger um, where they're stranded and Ezra's back in the main galaxy. So it was just, if you haven't seen the show, it's pretty, really, really, really good. I think it's way better than the Book of Boba Fett. Um, and it's up there with the Mandalorian. I can't wait to see what they do. Hopefully they do more. Hopefully they gets renewed for season 2. So if you haven't seen Askoa, it's on Disney Plus. Askoa is on Disney Plus. Um, Now we're going to do Steve's, Bill's, and Joe's picks for this NFL Week 5. Um, Hold on, because I have to unlock my phone or iPod. So the first game is the Chicago Bears and the Commanders. What a doozy on Thursday Night Football. So Bill says the Commanders are going to win 27-14. Joe says the Commanders win 28-17. I agree. I just think the Bears are just a lowly team. No offense. They're not that good. Justin Fields, I think, is overrated quarterback. They barely have any weapons. They don't have any offense. They don't have any defense. So I think it's going to be a boring game on Thursday night, where the Commanders are an okay team. I think they're gonna be better than last year, but I just think it's gonna be a low scoring game. I think the Commanders win this game. In a boring game, I think they win 24-14. The Commanders win in this game against the Bears. The next game is the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Buffalo Bills. Joe says the Bills won 34-28. Bill says the Bills win 30-23. I agree. I think the Bills are a little bit better than Jaguars at this point. I do think it's going to be a high scoring game. It's in London, which is an early game, which if you want to go up and watch it, it's on NFL Network. But I think it's going to be a close game. Both teams are good. So I kind of agree with Bill's score. I think it'll be 30-23. I just think Josh Allen has a good game, and both teams I think have a good game. I think Josh Allen throws for one to Dawson Knox if he plays. If there's one to Diggs, I think he runs for a touchdown. I think Travis Etienne for the Jags runs for a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence runs for a touchdown. So I think the Bills win this game in a close, good game, 30-23. The Bills win this game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The next game is the New Orleans Saints versus the New England Patriots. Bill says New England wins 23-20. Joe says the Saints win 24-21. I agree with Joe. I think that Derek Carr is going to have a good game. I think he bounces back. I know the Saints aren't this bad of a team as they've played pretty okay. So I think it'll be a close game where the Saints win. I think it's going to be last second. So I'm going to go opposite Bill. I'm going to say the New Orleans Saints win 23-20 against the Patriots. The next game is the Tennessee Titans versus the Indianapolis Colts. Joe says the Oh, Joe says the Titans win 28-24. Um, Bill says the Colts win 26-23. Uh, I kind of agree with Joe. I think the Titans will win this game. I think Derrick Henry rushes for a touchdown. I think one of the receivers has a touchdown. Tannehill runs for a touchdown, and I just think the Titans are maybe a little bit better this week against a young Colts team. So I think that I agree with Bill's score, but I think the Colts, not the Colts. I think the Titans win 26-23 against the Titans. The next game is the Baltimore Ravens versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Um, Bill has the Ravens win 40-22. Joe has the Ravens win 32-31. I agree. I think the Ravens are way better team than the Steelers at this point of the season. I think Lamar Jackson runs for a touchdown. I think um, I think Gus Edwards has a touchdown. Mark Andrews has a touchdown, and I think and again I think one of the other receivers has a touchdown. But I think it's a blowout, and one of the defense players has a touchdown. So I think it's a blowout. I think they win 48-20 against the Steelers. The Ravens win. The next game is the Carolina Panthers versus the Detroit Lions. Um, Joe has the Lions win 32-28. Bill has the Lions win 27-7. I agree. I think the Lions will win this game. I just think the Panthers are a young team. Bryce Young needs to get his footing under him, and they just need to keep working the mechanics out. So I think that the Lions blow out the Panthers. I think they win 32-7. The Lions win against the Panthers. The next game is the Houston Texans versus the Atlanta Falcons. Bill says the Texans win 27-20. Joe says the Texans win 24-20. I think that'll be a close game. Both teams are young. But I just think Houston is playing way, way better than the Falcons at this point. So I think that C.J. Stroud runs for a touchdown. Devin Singletary runs for a touchdown. And Dalton Schultz has a touchdown. So I think the Texans win 34-20 against the Falcons. The next game is the New York Giants versus the Miami Dolphins. Joe says the Dolphins win 42-21. Bill says the Dolphins win 34-20. I think this is a blowout. I think that Tua has a good game. I think he rushes for a touchdown. I think Tyreek Hill has a touchdown. Waddle has a touchdown. Mostert has a touchdown. So I think they win. I think they win 50-7 against the Giants this week in their second best game because the Giants are just playing really bad. Daniel Jones, he does not deserve that contract that he got. Even though he played okay last year, he's looking confused in this offense, which I don't understand because it's his second year under Brian Daboll. So I just think they continue to play horrible. I think that Daniel Jones gets sacked 12 times this week instead of 11 times last week. So I think it's a blowout where the Dolphins win 50-7 against the Giants. The next game is the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Arizona Cardinals. Joe says the Bengals win 21-17. Bill says the Bengals win 25-17. Yeah, I agree with Bill and Joe. I think that the Bengals are better than a young Arizona Cardinals team. I think Joe Burrow bounces back from the loss he had. I think he throws to Jamar Chase for a touchdown. I think Joe Mixon has a touchdown, and T. Higgins has a touchdown. I think that the Bengals win this game 35. Or no, not 35. I changed the word. I think they win 28-17. The Bengals win against the Cardinals. The next game is the Philadelphia Eagles versus the LA Rams. Bill says the Eagles win 38-31. Joe says the Eagles win 32-20. I think the Eagles win, but I think it's a two-score game. I just think the Eagles are a way better team than the Rams at this point. I think that DeAndre Swift has a touchdown, Jalen Hurts has a touchdown, A.J. Brown has a touchdown, and the Devontae Smith has a touchdown. So I think they win. I think they win 35-24 35-21. The Eagles win against the LA Rams. The next game is the New York Jets versus the Denver Broncos. Um, Joe says the Jets win 28-14. Bill says the Jets win 31-17. I agree that the Jets win. I just think it's a close game. Zach Wilson's he played okay. He actually played way better than he has, but he played okay against the Chiefs. I think he can. I think he has another good game against the Broncos, who are in a young team. So I think they win by 2 scores. Where Garrett Wilson has a touchdown. The tight end has a touchdown. So I think they win 28-14 against the Broncos. The Jets win. The next team is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Minnesota Vikings. Bill says the Chiefs win 34-21 against the Vikings. Joe says the Chiefs win 40-28. I agree. I think there's a reason, which I hate to say, there's a reason that the Chiefs are the Super Bowl champions. So I think that they outscored them. And I agree with Joe's score. I think they win 40-28. I think Mahomes runs for a touchdown. I think Kelsey has 2 touchdowns. I think Pacheco has a touchdown. So I say that the Chiefs win this game 45-20 against the 45-24 against the Minnesota Vikings. The next game is the Dallas Cowboys versus the San Francisco 49ers. Joe says 49ers win 40-21. Bill says the 49ers win 38-28. I agree. I think the 49ers are way better than the Cowgirls. The Cowgirls struggled against the Cardinals, and then they whooped up on a bad team. I forget who they played last week. So I just think the Niners are way better they have way better defense, way better offense. I just think they go off on the Cowgirls. I think that the Niners score 50 against the Cowgirls. I think they win 50-25 against the Cowgirls this week. The 49ers win this game easily against the Cowgirls. And the next and final game is Monday Night Football. The Green Bay Packers versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Bill says the Packers win 28-24. Joe says the Packers win 28-17. I agree. I think the Packers, they're young, but so the Raiders are second years. But I just think I don't know why the Raiders ain't playing well, but I think the Packers figure out how to play good this week. I think Jordan Love throws to I think his name is Luke Musgrave. And I think A.J. Dillon has a touchdown. I think Jordan Love has a touchdown. So I think the Packers win this game easily against the Raiders. But I do think the Raiders have maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns. So I think it's going to be 35-21. The Packers win. So thanks for watching the Steve Ball Show. Hopefully you have a good NFL Sunday. Hopefully all your teams win besides the Cowgirls, Patriots, Commanders, Giants, and go Eagles, and let's go Phillies. Thank you. Please subscribe to the Steve Ball Show on YouTube.